Hi, it's Darnell with Whale Oven Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking a chicken from frozen in the Instant Pot, and then I'm going to be finishing it off in the NuWave Bravo XL Smart Oven Air Fryer. It's a convection toaster oven that works real good, and so basically the Instant Pot will get that frozen chicken nice and ready to go right into the Smart Oven for a roasting to finish it off. And so this collaborative between two different cookers should turn out real nice. So keep tuned and let's get started now. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients for this cook. There is 1 4-pound rock solid frozen chicken. I will mention that before I froze it, and I recommend before you freeze the chicken, I took all the innards out of it and I trussed it. So there's cooking twine that trussed the chicken, you know, to lock all the parts in so that when I pull it out of the Instant Pot, Lord willing, I won't have pieces flying all over the place. Also got some extra virgin olive oil, some freshly ground black pepper, Old Bay seasoning, and some poultry seasoning. And the whole goal here is to basically cook this chicken and pull it out of the Instant Pot without it being totally disintegrated. Then get it into the Smart Oven for its roasting and final parts of its cook, where I'll show you some more steps then. But basically, to start, I'm going to get 2 cups. You fill this cup that comes with it up to the very brim and you get a cup. So 2 cups of cold water, and it should be cold water going into the Instant Pot. Now that I've put in my 2 cups of very cold water, I'm going to insert my trivet into the Instant Pot. So just going to set that down in there and leave it open so that I can set the chicken on it and try and lift it up out of there with the trivet when it's done. Now for preparing my whole chicken, I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on it and try and cover it well with oil. Also going to get my seasonings opened up here. Okay, now I'm going to get my seasonings over both sides of the chicken. Alright, got my chicken all prepared. I'm going to put it into the Instant Pot. And it fits in pretty well. It's maybe... well, it's just at the max. I mean, like maybe this little bone here is just sticking up past the max, but we're in good shape. We're in very good shape. Gonna put my lid on my Instant Pot. Seal it down. Make sure that my sealing is closed. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to get it started up. Okay, so now I want to pressure cook, which is already selected. So I press, oh, it turned off, it took a while. So I just tap the button to get it going again. Pressure cook is already selected, so I hit the button and it's on 30 minutes, high pressure, no delay, keep warm. That's all I want. Everything that I want for my settings. And so I'm gonna hit start, and it's starting up. And so it's gonna start pressurizing and go through its cooking process. It'll probably take some time to pressurize, then it's going to take a while to cook for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to do a natural release for 30 minutes. If it doesn't release on its own within 30 minutes, then I'll just do press the button to release the rest of the pressure at that time. But basically the idea here is not to fully cook this chicken at this point, because like I said, I don't want to basically slaughter the chicken in this Instant Pot. You know, I've seen a lot of chickens come out of Instant Pots looking pretty shattered, I'll say. That's not my goal here. I don't want to pull mine out and be totally shattered and, you know, trying to serve up a shattered chicken. I want to basically mostly cook it, then get it into the Smart Oven and finish it off. If you're using a regular oven, you can just finish it off in your regular oven. If you're using an oven like the Bravo Smart Oven Air, you can do it in there. But the idea is to get through the frozen, mostly cook it here, and then finish it off in the oven. And that way, you know, you get a chicken from frozen that doesn't look like it's been through a slaughterhouse. So I'll bring you back once we are, you know, through this part of the cooking process, show you my next steps. Okay, it took 18 minutes for things to fully pressurize. Now the actual cook has begun. And so I'm basically gonna let it cook 30 minutes, and then after that 30 minutes, I'll let it set for 30 minutes or until the pressure is fully released, if that happens before 30 minutes. All right, the 30-minute cook time is complete, and when it completes cooking, it goes to 0, and then it starts counting up to track how long it's been keeping things warm and how long things are going during the depressurized phase. So this is going to start counting up from 0 now, and you can see my pressure valve is showing that it's sticking straight up because things are still really under heavy pressure. So I'm going to give it 30 minutes, and then if it's not depressured by then, I'll press the button and just release it manually. And I'll be showing you, I'll be coming back a little before 30 minutes to show you how I get things set up with the smart oven and all, so that we can get this in the oven and roast it. Okay, 25 minutes have passed, and I came and checked, and my pressure valve has already dropped, so things are no longer under pressure. I'm going to go ahead and get the NuWave Bravo XL Smart Air Fryer Convection Toaster Oven together here. Alright, to prep the NuWave Bravo XL Smart Oven, I've got my meat probe in, and I'm going to turn it on. Now the very first thing you do whenever you're cooking with the meat probe, because I want to make sure that that chicken's well cooked when I'm cooking it here, is you hit the probe button. And then you I'm going to turn it up to 175 degrees, make sure the chicken's really well cooked before I pull it out of there. And then I'm going to hit the time temp button. I'm going to up the cooking temp to 425 degrees. I'm going to hit the time temp button again, and I'm just going to up it. It's not going to take this long, but I'm just going to up it to an hour just so it's easy to track how long things have been cooking as I cook. And next I hit the preheat button, and so it's going to start a preheat to 425 degrees. I hit the start button, and so now I'll just wait until things are preheated, and then I'll take the chicken out. And I have some more things I'm going to do when I pull the chicken out, so you don't want to miss that before it goes in the oven. I don't just pull it out the pot, throw it in the oven. So you'll see that, and I'll bring you back in a moment. Alright, so the smart oven has finished its preheat. Now it does a 5-minute countdown. If I don't get it in 5 minutes, it'll just start cooking. So we want to move it along. I've got the grill rack here in the baking pan. Just going to spray some cooking spray on there. And now I'm going to use these tongs here that are not no metal to scratch anything. I'm going to just do a pressure release just to ensure all the pressure's out, even though the indicator's gone down. All right, there's no pressure at all. Natural release went well. Let's go ahead and open up. Got a lot of water coming off there. Just going to stick the lid in this holder if I can get it in there. There we go. Now the chicken, I probably don't need to use the trivet. I can probably with the tongs just kind of hook it here and get them out. Alright, I'm going to just transfer the chicken to the grill rack. I like that my chicken is whole, you know. I hate seeing people pulling their chickens out of the Instant Pot and it's like desecrated. So sticking the meat probe down here into this, gonna get it deep in this thigh meat well. Make sure I got it in there good. Get in a good piece of thigh meat. Now I'm going to go ahead and get it into the smart oven. I'm going to turn it around this way before I stick it in. Just face it forward like that. Open up the smart oven. Slide it on in. and go ahead and close it up. And now I'm going to hit the start button to start to cook. And now it's showing that my meat is already at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So the meat's already pretty hot. It's already a fully cooked chicken. So in 30 minutes, you know, even though people say you need 10 minutes per pound, we found that's not true here. 30 minutes and your chicken from frozen, fully cooked, a 30-minute cook. Now it did take 18 minutes to preheat. It took 30 minutes to cook. You know, that's 48 minutes, and then it took some time to pressure release, so it took somewhere another 30 minutes. So it took, you know, an hour or more total cooking time, but only 30 minutes actual cook. You don't need to do 40 minutes. You don't have to do 10 minutes per pound and desecrate your chicken. You can go a little lower. So we've got a fully cooked chicken in there. I'm going to just let it roast for a little while. Actually, you know, it may cook, you know, pretty quick to get to the 175 degree mark. So I could just let this cook out, and I might just switch it over to the broiler. You know, I was thinking I might have to cook it longer to get it cooked. But from what I'm seeing, since I've already got a fully cooked chicken, I'm just going to stop this. I'm not even going to use the meat probe. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to pull the meat probe out because we know our chicken's cooked. I'm going to turn it back on, and I'm going to hit the menu button to go to broil. But what I showed you earlier basically shows you how to do it if you need to finish cooking it and you want to cook by temperature with the meat probe, just to give you a little primer on that. But now I've got it on broil, 500 degrees. Pop that on, 10 minutes, 500 degrees. Yeah, it's going to cook a bit hotter than 175, but we're going to have some good chicken here. In 10 minutes, I'll bring you back. And I forgot something very important. I told you I wasn't going to just take it out of the pot and put it into the oven. So I forgot apple juice. I'm going to hit pause. It's been in there 9 minutes, that's okay. Apple juice will help crisp up this meat. I'm going to pull this meat probe out that I don't need. Pull this out of here. I'm going to spritz with some apple juice. Get it open there. Oh, my apple juice is spilling out a little, but spritz, spritz, spritz. This gives a real nice sheen, real nice coating. Gets that skin really crisp like you want it. I mean, this really helps a big bunch, so definitely worth stopping to cook to make sure that's done. But I got 9 more minutes on my broil. I'll just let that continue at the 500 degrees for 9 more minutes, and I'll bring you back. All right, we're coming to the final seconds. I'll just hit the off button once it reaches the end. Stop any excessive beeping. Turn the light on. Let's see how it looks after 10 minutes in that broiler. Look at that beautiful thing there. Looks real good. Just gonna get the tongs and get it out. Whoa, be careful not to hit my hand there on the hot glass. Let me get it out a little further. Slide it out some more. Alright, now let's see if I can just easily get it out with the tongs. Put it on my cutting board. Alright, we've got our chicken all cooked up and it looks beautiful. So I'm going to basically cover this with foil. Let it just set maybe 30 minutes to rest, reabsorb juices and such. Now I'll bring you back for some cutting, plating, and taste testing. Okay, this chicken's had about 30 minutes to set and rest. Gonna just take the foil off. And it still looks wonderful. Alright, now I'm gonna take and get the string off of it. Get this cooking twine cut off. Alright, I got that cooking twine off. Now it's time to do some cutting. I'm gonna turn it this way. Try and cut here against this grain. It's nice and juicy in there. I want to see if I can give you a close-up of how juicy it is inside. Alright, here's a closer up look. You can see that it's juicy. Maybe you can see those juices in there. It's nice and juicy. Alright, gonna finish cutting a slice off of it. You see that apple juice gave a nice crust to that skin when you broil it. And go ahead and get this piece off of here. And you see the meat's, super tender, so it's kind of falling away on its own. I'm just gonna cut some pieces for taste testing. So I'm just gonna use those. I'll get the camera swapped around. We'll taste test this chicken from the Instant Pot in NuWave Bravo XL Smart Oven. All right, it's taste testing time. Try one more. Okay, that turned out well. You can tell the very outer part of the meat that catches the broiler gets a little drier. The rest of the meat is really moist, after you get beyond that, just that little top layer of meat that catches the broiler. But, it's juicy meat and it's good. I think, you serve this up, everybody's gonna like it. And so I'm gonna enjoy this chicken myself. And so basically this is how you do it. If you don't have the smart oven in your home, you could use a regular oven broiler and do it that way. Use the apple juice spritz between getting it out of the pot and getting into the oven for the broil. And only cook it 30 minutes. I'd say your calculation should probably be the weight of the chicken times 10 and then minus 10 from that. So if it's a 4-pound chicken, 4 times 10 is 40, then subtract 10 from that, 30. If you got a 5-pound chicken, 5 times 10 is 50, then subtract 10 from that, 40, and do that from frozen, and then check your temperature when it's done. But anyway, this other great recipes at superwaverecipes.com. I'm on Twitter, Wave Oven Recipes. Also, if you like the video, share it with a friend. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. And good eating.